Would you join me for the flag salute? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Father, help us to be receptive to the thoughts and challenges that come to us through prayer, through the printed page, and from the world around us, and help our leaders to find the best solutions to the problems that we face. We ask this in your name. Amen. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, this is to announce that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. Also pursuant to the 2014 bylaws, rules, and regulations of the Board of Children Freeholders of the County of Burlington, time shall be set aside on the agenda for the receipt of public comments. Public comments will be received with respect to agenda items prior to board consideration of resolutions to be adopted. An additional opportunity for public comment will occur later in the meeting. Public comments shall be limited to 5 minutes per speaker. Unused time may not be transferred to another speaker. Persons may speak once per public comment period. I direct the Deputy Clerk to enter into the minutes of this meeting this public announcement and the advance written notice of this meeting. Freeholder Belvar.
Here.
Freeholder Donnelly.
Here.
Freeholder Howard.
Present.
Freeholder Director Gargano.
Present. We're looking for a motion to approve of the minutes of September 10th, August 27th, and September 10th conference. So, motion by Freeholder Donnelly, second.
Second.
By Freeholder Bellegarde. Questions or additions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
I need to abstain, Bruce, from all three of those, please.
Okay, so noted. We'll move on to item G, public comment on agenda items. Do we have anybody signed in? No. This is the first part of our public portion. It's on agenda items. Anything you'd like to talk about on the agenda? And at the end, toward the end of the meeting, we'll have another section on any other items you'd like to discuss. Seeing none, we'll move on to resolutions. I'd like to make a motion to approve resolutions H1 through H9 by unanimous consent. Second. Motion by Gargano, second by Donnelly. Questions or comments?
I do have a couple.
Please do.
Okay, great. So H1 with regard to the bills. Are you ready?
Not guilty.
Close. All right, so I have a couple of questions on the bills. First, just to note, on page 20, with regard to Camden County College, I need to recuse myself from that. Pages 20 and 21, the bills with regard to Capehart stature. Do you by any chance have those? Or?
I have to check.
Perfect, I kind of figured you did. Page 39, there's an entry there for Digital Dog Direct for $20,194. Can you tell me what that is?
That was the printing and sorting of the postcards for the solid waste issue.
Oh, okay, for the recycling. Yeah, okay, great. Page 56, there's an entry for Jersey Construction, $179,968.47. Can
Yes.
you tell me what that is?
That is intersection project, Mount Laurel, Elmwood Lane.
Okay. Page 58, Joseph McKernan Jr. There are a couple of different entries there that I think are sort of just generic. It says professional services, one for $11,750, one for $5,750, and one for $10,650. Do you have any more detail on those?
I do. The one for $11,750, this is the building and grounds design services for 122 High Street.
Okay.
The next one, $5,750.
Yep.
That is estimate number 2 engineering for Burlington County for reorganization. And $10,150 is estimate 1 and 2 for the animal shelter master plan.
Page 79, Parker McKay. Did you by any chance have those?
I have those two as well.
Great, thank you. You're so good. Page 87, Remington Burdick. There's an entry there for $3,416.14. Can you tell me what that is?
Yes, that's the drainage improvements on Morristown, Mount Laurel Road.
Those are all of the questions that I have on each one.
Okay. Any other items in that series, H1, H2?
Yes. For H3, this is the shared services agreement that we had spoken about last time with Monmouth County. Are there new developments on that since last time, since we met? And we adjourned it because there was a vote that was going to take place.
Paul?
Yes.
The Assessors Association did last week approve the housekeeping item that we didn't do, was the formal resolution, so that can be submitted to the actual tax board. So that is the update. Everything is signed, dotted, ready to go.
Okay. The only other thing I would ask about that is, my understanding changed a little bit from the conference meeting to the regular meeting last time with regard to this being rolled out to the municipalities. And I was wondering, would it be possible to sort of have the folks from Monmouth County and Mr. Preston kind of check back in with us after they first roll this out to the municipalities, just to see where we are? Because I think one of my concerns last time was that this would be rolled out to the municipalities, but then we as the Freeholder Board would not be receiving that feedback directly, and it sounds like we would just be going forward with the project. But I would sort of like to hear some of that feedback before we proceed. Is that a possibility?
I think that as we move forward, I would expect as this is rolling out, I would think weekly or at least once a month or even twice a month when we meet. I have no problem. I think we should get a report on where we're going, because this is a pretty substantial change.
Yes.
And we will also share the communication plan, because that's part of the shared services. They're going to follow a detailed communication plan that includes residents and mayors and administrators. There is a comprehensive outreach communication plan that is involved with this as well. We'll share that with you, and periodic updates if that's what we're not about.
And just for clarification, at this point, this is not binding us if it turns out that there's backlash from the municipalities or we find out there's problems. We are not bound by this at this point, right?
We'll start with fact finding and
Right.
communication.
Good. Just want to make sure that we have that clear on the record. Those are all of the questions I have through each line. Thank you.
I just have a comment on H6, which is a resolution to support the public utilities reform legislation to improve government transparency and public awareness of proposed rate increases. We've been dealing with these issues on a multitude of levels. I know we dealt with American Water for a pretty good period of time. And our experience as a county going through was pretty bad. We went through public hearings where no one answered your questions. We've sent letters where we didn't get responses back. We went up to the DPU hearing and they actually voted to approve the rate increase before they even allowed you to have a comment on those issues. So there's some legislation before the state right now. There's 4 pieces of it actually, and I'm just going to give you a quick synopsis that would start addressing some of those issues that if you're going to go, if a public utility is going for a rate increase, they're going to be forced into at least allowing the public to know by putting it in their bills, communicating with them, and having a good answer, answering questions. But the first piece is S339 A2104. It will basically tell you that the BPU must issue a written decision containing a detailed analysis, accounting of its approval, and a rate increase within 60 days and post it on its website. Then there will be S340 A2105. The BPU, or Office of Administrative Law, must take public questions or comments prior to final consideration of proposed rate increases. S341 A2095, individual customers must be provided notice of proposed rate increases. Electric, gas, water, sewer, in the billing they mail for service. The proposed increase also must be published in a newspaper with substantial readership in each county where the increase will occur. The hearing must be held in municipalities with the largest population served in each county. The PPU is directed to receive and address public questions and comments at the public hearings. And S342A2094 requires public utilities to notify customers when a rate settlement agreement is reached prior to final action by the BPU or the OAL. An explanation of this settlement must be provided. So I think basically what we're looking is just to make sure that it's transparent and people understand what types of increases are going on and where they're at and what's going on. So that just wanted to give you a quick overview of that. So we have a motion and a second for H1 to H9. Questions were asked, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Just as noted to the one,
That's it. Freeholder Belgard?
thank you. At this time, I would like to move for approval H10.
Motion by Freeholder Belgard, second by Freeholder Donnelly. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Freeholder Donnelly.
Thank you, Director. At this time, I move for unanimous consent. Resolution items number 11, H11 through H13.
Second.
We have a motion by Freeholder Donnelly, second by Freeholder Howard. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Freeholder Howard?
Thank you, Director. At this time, I'd like to move to unanimous consent, resolution H14.
Motion by Freeholder Howard, second.
Second.
Freeholder Belgard. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Freeholder Donnelly, would you take?
Reading by the question. Director, at this time, I move for unanimous consent. Resolution item number 11, H15.
Motion by Freeholder Donnelly, second.
Second.
Freeholder Howard. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? At this point, we'll move on to nominations and election to the Burlington County Special Service Board District and the Burlington County Institute of Technology Board of Education. Do we have nominations?
Mr. Director, at this time, I'd like to nominate John J. Ferry and Leon E. Jones, Jr.
Any other? Hearing none, I'll close the nominations and call for a vote.
Freeholder Belgard.
John Ferry and Leon Jones.
Freeholder Donnelly.
Ferry and Jones.
Freeholder Howard.
Names is read.
And Director Gargano.
Barry and Jones. We'll move on to item K, the nominations to the Burlington County Bridge Commission. Do we have nominations?
At this time, I would like to make a nomination. I'd like to nominate Troy Singleton.
Any other? We'll close the nominations. Roll call.
Freeholder Belgard.
Troy Singleton.
Freeholder Donnelly.
Singleton.
Freeholder Howard.
Troy Singleton.
And Director Gargano.
Troy Singleton. And we'll move on to questions from the press.
I have one. Resolution 15, is that the renewal of an agreement, or is that something completely new?
That's a renewal of an existing agreement.
Okay, that's all.
We'll move on to questions or public comment. This could be on any items you'd like to discuss with us at this point. Anyone have anything they'd like to discuss? Seeing none, we'll move on to comments of freeholders. Freeholder Belgard?
Thank you. I would just like to recognize that tonight is the beginning to Rosh Hashanah, so happy New Year to everyone who celebrates. And I did just want to mention that Joanne Schwartz was not able to be here because of this very holy holiday. So she extends her apologies for not being able to be here given the holiday. I would also like to just congratulate the folks who did such hard work on the job fair this past week. I had an opportunity to stop by at the Burlington Center Hall the other day. It was just a great event. The place was absolutely packed, and hopefully it was successful for folks because it was a really very good job, and I was very impressed. That's all I have.
Ronald?
Very quickly, I'd like to welcome back Big Joe, even if it's in voice only. Freeholder Howard has been away for a couple of weeks, he's been ill, but Joe, it's good to have you back. Thank you.
Freeholder Howard?
Phil Donnelly, it's good to be back, even though it's by voice only. I would like to extend my family's sincere wishes and thanks to everyone, the Freeholder Board, the county employees, all of our family and friends, everyone that has just reached out to me personally by Facebook, emails, cards, and getting through this rough time this past 5 weeks. And I thank everybody immensely, and I can tell you guys that I will be happy and looking forward to seeing you guys at the next meeting.
Thank you, Joseph. At this point, I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn. So, motion by Freeholder Donnelly, second.
Second.
Freeholder Bellegarde, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions?